Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another YouTube video. And today, it's going to be a little bit different. Got my coffee. I was up a little bit late last night, as I'm sure you guys were too, or some of you at least. So I need the coffee as we're recording today. XRP is at all-time highs. Right now, as we're recording, $3.47. Have a sip to that. Cheers to everyone. Lovely coffee. Got my Will Scrabble mug, W mug. Very nice. Great coffee in there as well, to be honest. Big fan of, if I have a cafetiere coffee, I have like Illy coffee. When I'm in Dubai, I'm not in Dubai right this second, but when I'm in Dubai, I have Coffee Planet in my coffee machine. It's dang too. But yeah, so getting into it, guys. Wow. First off, congratulations to everyone who's held for this whole period. I'm just going to get rid of some of my drawings for a second. It's been wild. It's been difficult. And I can say, honestly, this is the first time I've held XRP, while we're in price discovery. Now, in this run up here, I actually was holding Bitcoin, ETH, and a few other tokens that some of them don't even exist anymore, like DigiByte, stuff like that. And people were telling me about, well, it was called Ripple at the time. People were telling me about Ripple, which is now XRP. And I thought it was stupid because of the market cap and the circulating supply. And then I obviously looked into it. I felt like, well, I didn't meet anyone who was into crypto really in this period. Like I met a few people, and then I met one random guy at a house party who told me for like 2 hours about why XRP was going to change the world. Didn't think anything of it. And then we came, in this period here, we came down. I was running my company, and then in this point here, I started to sell my company, and I started to look at crypto again, and I sold, and then we bought XRP. I bought a big bag here, not just of XRP, but of Ethereum, Bitcoin, VeChain, pretty well weighted. I kept it in a notebook and everything. And then XRP started to pop up. This was in like November, December time, if I remember correctly. Yeah, November. Sorry, I've got a wire on my screen, so I can't even see that. So in November, and then the SEC suit came. And XRP at this point here, as it started to climb, I was building my XRP bag, and then we pulled back, so it wasn't great. But then I actually nailed my sells on ETH. I had ETH was probably it became the largest part of my portfolio. This was where we were for ETH. I was buying in this area here. We pushed up, bought some more, and then I sold my ETH between around $2,500 to $4,000. So pretty much the top. DCA'd out very nicely, and then during the bear, DCA'd out of VeChain and Bitcoin, and during this bear here, which would be for XRP, I didn't sell any of my XRP because I thought it would make new all-time highs, and it didn't. During this bear here, I consolidated everything that I had in crypto into XRP over this whole period. And then everything that I've earned since then, which hasn't been loads, I've just kept accumulating XRP. And then I've traded and probably added, trading wise, maybe about 30 to 40% extra to my bag, and bought some other tokens, as you know, through trading leverage, which has also been a rocky ride. I've got much better at the mental side of it in the last year, but before that was less successful. I still would say overall I was close to, if not profitable, and then the last year I've really started to, probably like the last 2 years really. The last 2 years I've really locked in on it, I guess, and then now we're at all-time highs. So there's a bit about my journey. I suppose most of you don't really care, so let's just get into the video. But XRP is at all-time highs. I thought it was a little time to reminisce. Now let's get a bit more excited. If we have a measured move for XRP, so like if we literally do the same move again, here, we will literally be at like $10, $11 by September, which is wild. And I think it's possible. And people who say that it's not, just they're chatting shit, pretty much. There's an absolute possibility that XRP could do this. Whether it does or not, I don't know. But that's just a measured move from this period here. Look, and actually, do you know what? I'm going to look at Elliott wave theory just for a few seconds here. It's from the 3-day right now, okay? Now, people are saying this is the Elliott wave structure. Where are my Elliott waves? This is what people are saying. People are saying, look, it's like, you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like, it doesn't make sense to me. And then people are saying, oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. But realistically, this move looks different to any of this. This is corrective and this is impulsive. So for me, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And within, one could even be to here. And this could be 2. And this could be, oh no, it couldn't be actually. So that one could be, one has to be here. But I think we've got further to the upside to go than people expect. And I think that on a technical level, just trying to be completely emotionless. You know me on this channel, I'm not an emotional person, especially about trading. It is what it is. It's going to do what it's going to do, whether we want it to or not. I'm just going to play the devil's advocate here because I think people are emotional on the defensive side. Excuse me. I think people are emotional on the defensive side. And I can understand why. And listen, before we get into this, I don't want you to put all your eggs in this basket because what I'm about to say isn't going to change my take profit plan. And my take profit plan starts to kick in $8, $9, $10, $11, $12. I'll be completely transparent with you when I'm starting to take profit on this channel. But I just want to throw a possibility out there. And not even a possibility, just like, yeah, a probability, I guess. It's like, I think this is the way that I'm reading the charts. So the issue with it is it's easy to be wrong to the upside, if you know what I mean. So people put in lower price targets, in my opinion. So if they undershoot the price target, or if they overshoot the price target, they don't look like an idiot. So say you say, in this example, oh, XRP is going to top out at $8 and it goes to 16, then they're not going to really get any flack because they're going to be like, oh, well, we got 8 and I said that we're going to 8, so everything else is a bonus. But if you say you're going to 16, you only get 8, then you're like an idiot. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think that's why a lot of people don't really like talk about this sort of TA much. So I've just showed you a rough structure of what I think that's the first impulsive move. Could be something like this. The third wave should not be the shortest wave, which is why I said the measured move is potentially possible here, very easily in my opinion. Something like that. And 5 doesn't have to go out there. 5 can go anywhere. 5 can be a short wave. Normally is extended, but it could go something like that. So why else do I think this? Well, if we look at XRP Bitcoin, XRP dominance, we'll look at XRP Bitcoin first. That's what I was just said. It looks the same here. It looks the same here. And you can't say that this is, I mean, could you say that that's the start of wave 2? Will literally pretty much equal lows? I would argue that it's a wave 1. It's the same structure. It's 1 up to resistance, 2, 3 probably up to resistance, maybe even this 14% that or like, it's not 14% on there, it's 14% of the dominance. Could go like that. Or we could genuinely, like I keep saying yesterday, we could see price discovery for XRP against Bitcoin. Tell me why that's not possible. Like I'm not making this specific and accurate, just showing you like in terms of broadly, like that is possible. Doesn't matter whether people like it or don't like it. It's possible. It's just emotion that's stopping people from thinking that. And then the argument of market cap and all the bullshit that comes with that, but that's just completely different, stupid discussion. It's irrelevant in crypto. Anyone who says that market cap's relevant in crypto doesn't understand crypto. Obviously, market cap is literally circulating supply times by price, or sometimes FDV, fully diluted valuation. But it doesn't make a difference. Like, it's an average guide to how much capital is in that specific crypto, but it literally is only dependent on what price the last token was sold at. And if like supply starts to diminish from exchanges, or supply gets a big influx to exchanges, prices can change extremely quickly one way or the other, especially in a bull market. Like, this is the thing that people don't understand is, if people come through, whoever wants to buy XRP in this example comes through and wants to buy XRP, and there's a massive uptick in demand, maybe from institutions, but also maybe from retail, and supply on the sell side is limited, price will move up much faster than people expect, and so will market cap. But market cap is not an accurate representation of how much capital is in XRP, for example. If you buy one XRP right now for $10, does that mean that the XRP's market cap should be 3x what it is now because you bought one XRP for $10? No, but that's how market cap will be calculated. They'd say, oh, the last sale was $10. $10 times the circulating supply makes it however many billion or trillion market cap. It's just not a relevant figure in crypto. It's a good figure to track which crypto is increasing in value and circulation, but it's not a good figure to actually calculate the worth of a token, in my opinion. But I could be wrong, but that's what I think. So dominance has more of an argument to say that could be 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I still think, like off accumulation, this isn't an impulsive move. It's a back test of the spring and the lows, and I think this is what we're going to see. Maybe even like this and higher. And wouldn't that be just bloody fantastic if we started to see something like that? And the other secondary argument to the fact of why I think it's possible that we could do something that people don't expect for XRP. I'm not trying to sit here and blow smoke up everyone's ass. It's not why I'm here today. I've just come to chat about some charts. You're going to notice, obviously, that my style today is different because I just wanted to talk about a few things that I've looked at, and I'm throwing them out there as ideas. I'm not putting these out there as cement. When I've been making my YouTubes the last 6 months or so, I've been really hammering to you guys because I'm not certain, because you can never be certain, but I've been as close to certain as I could possibly be, having seen what I've seen historically, that things were going to go up and it was a good time to buy. So that's why I've been screaming at you guys to buy. And now I'm just suggesting and floating ideas. From here into price discovery, no one knows what's going to happen. I can tell you that for absolute fact. We use things like Fibonacci retracements, we use measured moves, we use Elliott wave theory, we use all these things to give us a projection, but nobody knows exactly where the price is going to go. Now, I think, well, I've shown you some Elliott wave theory there. I showed you a measured move, and I'm going to talk about timing consolidation or accumulation now, and why that also adds to that picture. But we also don't know. So the reason I say to you, look, my take profit plan isn't changing is because there are other factors that would aim towards the $8, $10, $11, $12 mark for XRP, even $6 for the highs. So because of that, and because it's a substantial amount of capital for me now, and it probably is for you guys, at least in relation to what you put in the first place, your take profit target should kick in at the lowest possible high, in my opinion. You should start to take capital off the table there. And if you don't, that's completely on you. If you get caught up in the hyperbole and hyperbole or whatever it's called, and the euphoria what is coming in this market, then that's on you. I've given you my thought process. I'm going to tell you exactly when I'm taking profit. I'm just suggesting other possibilities here. So another suggestion that I would just like to throw out there is XRP is one of the only top market cap cryptos that has been consolidating for years. This is 2,200 days. But let's go to XRP against the dollar. Let's get it on days. Let's get it on weeks, actually. It's just as accurate. XRP has been consolidating below all-time highs for 390 weeks, 2,730 days. Now that, as I always say to you guys, like crypto is or charts generally are like energy. This is compression. This is accumulation. Awful drawing. Accumulation. And then now we've got the break. And so all of this pressure has to be released. And it's picked the upside to release it. And now I'm going to add something else to this, like a slightly different look. So we're going to just invert this. So it's Alt-I to invert. And this here looks pretty much like Bitcoin dominance inverted. Like, no, I mean, Bitcoin dominance just like normally. Bitcoin dominance takes that crash down. We had this consolidation period here for the Bitcoin dominance. Then it crashed, came back up. The next alt season, it did actually go higher here. And then came down, but it hasn't actually had this leg down yet, which let's just invert that again. It hasn't had this part yet. Instead, it does creep all the way up here, but it hasn't had this yet. And that's what I think is coming. Not only do I think that's coming, but also what this is showing you is that we are going to set new lows. And this, for me, brings confluence to the XRP could go higher, especially if Bitcoin dominance loses more strength. So remember this chart here. In fact, I wonder if I can open Bitcoin dominance and have this inverted. I don't know if I can have both while it's inverted. Oh, USD market cap dominance came up. That's weird. I've not looked at that chart for a while. So Bitcoin dominance, here we go. Right, this is what we're on here, weekly. Let's get Bitcoin dominance on the weekly just to show you what I'm looking at. Look how similar these two charts look, guys. Genuinely. Look how similar they look. Inverted XRP chart. And I know they're obviously going to have correlation because XRP will be taking some of Bitcoin's dominance. But let me draw on this just to show you what I'm looking at. So we're looking at, like, you could even say, either say that's the local high or the range high. Let's just make it white because I like white better. In this, for my drawings, this, I have blue for like weak support and white for like stronger support. And then that's the lows of Bitcoin dominance's range. So look, we had the pullback, consolidation, pull down, consolidation, pull down, bounce to back up to the highs, bounce back up to the highs, pull down again, bounce up to the highs here, bounce. We didn't quite make the highs here for XRP or the lows in this scenario, which indicates more strength, by the way. It doesn't need to come back and back test the lows. It's indicating more strength. And then a push higher, and now a break of all-time highs, and potentially like a kaplunk, because obviously this is inverted still. So Bitcoin dominance is like here. And what I think then comes next, based on what XRP is doing, or at least a suggestion based on what could come next based on what XRP is doing, is a kaplunk down. Excuse me, I'm snotty this morning. Consolidation sideways, and then a continuation. And no one thinks that is going to happen for Bitcoin dominance, and I don't understand why, because to me, it's a textbook setup. Like, look at these two charts. XRP price inverted is the same as Bitcoin dominance, as far as I can see. Maybe you don't see that. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit crazy today. But that is what I see. This chart here looks like this chart here to me. Sideways consolidation for flipping ages. Sideways consolidation for ages. Big bounce, big drop, consolidation, drop to the floor. Big drop, consolidation, drop to the floor. Come back up to test the previous range highs, come back up to test the previous range highs, drop to the floor again, bounce and retest, and then break down, bounce, retest. We didn't quite get there, but then we break down, which is up obviously for XRP, but yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show you that. So I think that's another factor. And the reason I showed it is because it's just 7 years consolidation for XRP is what I was basically trying to show. We've got confluence in the fact that like Bitcoin dominance looks like it's going to break down more than ever, in my opinion, and people don't have that same opinion. Fine, that's why I'm making that point. I'm just showing you what I see. And that means more capital is going to flow into altcoins. That doesn't mean that the ETH's not going to go up, because ETH's looking pretty bloody good now as well. But I also think ETH probably explodes significantly higher. Look at this. This chart's great. Holding the higher lows, creating that sort of wedge pattern that we always discuss on this channel. Consolidation, breakout, fantastic. That's this textbook. Like, this is obviously really rough. I've not made this accurate at all, but that's the sort of, like, 20k ETH is not out of the question. Excuse me, I've got my nose is awful this morning. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, like, that's why I bought the ENA exposure. I think ENA could do really well in terms of like ETH beta play. It's got the stablecoin element. It's kind of like a Luna 2.0, and that doesn't mean that I think Luna was good. I think it was awful. It was awful for the space, but it still managed to create a lot of traction and gain a lot of market cap. So you can sleep on it if you want or not. Like, Flare looks exciting. I haven't got too much more to say. I hope that, like, I've just come on and spoke to you guys some truth today. XRP, Bitcoin, if we do continue, and look, we could just cool off here for a bit. I don't know what happens. As I said, we're in price discovery. I feel like my base case is that we just start to rip. Like, this is looking like a chart that could absolutely send it. XRP ETH's a bit different. We broke the highs, we came back, we back tested, and we held. I will be looking to see what happens here in terms of continuation. Let's have a look on the daily. Quite a strong reaction off the level that we were holding, that was holding us down as resistance and now as support. XRP Bitcoin, literally fighting our last, or like a real significant high here. We get the break there. We're really going to see big fat green candles for XRP. XRP dominance, pretty much exactly the same. I'm just going to put it on the 3 day so you can get more of a view. It's time, guys. Like, it's the last resistance is 6%, and then we probably go to at least 12 on the next move, which is double against the market cap of crypto. So if that continues to increase and we double our market cap versus crypto, like, it's just looking good. Like, that's all I can say. It's like, it's well done to everyone who's like forgot about the shit, taking it on the chin. It's been difficult. If you make life-changing money, take some money off the table. Don't do anything rash now. Like, if XRP goes up 10-20%, don't think you're a G and swap all your XRP into, like, I don't know, some shit token that someone says is going to do 100% and then lose all your gains. If you have a plan to rotate some capital, stick to that plan. If you said, oh, 10% of my profits, I'm going to rotate into what I would class as more risky tokens, that's fine, and that's up to you. I will be doing some things like that at some point this cycle. Very dependent on what moves, how it moves, how much it moves, how much other things move, what Bitcoin dominance is looking like. And I will continue to discuss all these things with you. I'm just saying, for someone, if you don't live the markets like I do, I literally, as you know, if you follow me on X, I rarely, like, I don't sleep much. I'm up all day and pretty much all night looking at charts and news and everything. I love it. But if you don't live it like that, you're trading against me, essentially. You've got to remember that. So if you haven't got the time to put in like I have, and you've made money, take the flipping money, man. Like, there's a good saying that said, no one ever went broke taking profits, and that's so true. And honestly, the hardest thing to do in crypto or in life, in trading, in my opinion, is to take profits. Because let's say you sell some XRP now at what, I don't know what it's at, like 340 something, 345, 345. It's a bloody great sale if you bought at 50 cent, whatever, however much you sell. But then if it continues to $7 or $10 or $15, you look and feel so stupid. But it doesn't matter how you look and feel if you make money. That's the point. If you make money on a trade, you made money on a trade. No one can take that away from you. It's a fantastic achievement, especially if it's like a 6, 7x like that. With all that being said, guys, I'm going to leave you there because I'm just going to ramble all day. I could sit and talk to you all day today. Obviously, it's a very easy day to talk. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, like and comment if you got any questions in the comment section below. Peace up, A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say.